Today's Red Dane top tip is on a three-way cross, or cross breeding within dairy breeds. So we have found it worked for us over the last 30 years at Red Dane, and basically we've played with different breeds but kind of settled on what the Vikings now call a golden cross, which is basically a Holstein cross with a Viking red cross with a Jersey. And you can see here, these heifers there's very few, if any, pure heifers here. This girl will be predominantly Holstein. This one here has got, is actually more Jersey, and the one right next to us here is more Viking red. But it doesn't really matter. They're all going to perform equally well. They've all grown together. There's slight variation in size, but their production is going to be similar. So why do we do three-way cross? Well, one of the biggest problems in dairy breeding, and particularly in some of the better known breeds, is inbreeding. And that's because every farmer wants the best bull in the world, and therefore and our idea of the best bull tends to be the same. So therefore everybody is using the same genetics. Inbreeding results in really poor fertility and in reduced vigor in the cows, and often it affects longevity of the cows. And those are kind of the three most important things that you need to have at a high level in your herd. And if you're losing those with inbreeding, you're really going to struggle. Crossbreeding gives you something called hybrid vigor, and that hybrid vigor is the exact opposite of inbreeding, and it actually really improves your fertility, your longevity, and the vigor of the animals. So that's why we've gone for it. It's also, as a commercial breeder, really simple, because we don't have to trace family trees and things so carefully, because we know that the next generation is a different breeder. There's no chance of inbreeding. So to simplify it, and to maybe help you understand it, and there's a lot of things on the Viking website that you could look at and for details on it, but just this video is just meant to sort of give you a visual understanding of it. So if her father was a Holstein, we just take her as a Holstein. We'll then only use red or Viking genetics on all the Holstein cows. If this cow that we take as a Red Dane, we'll only use Jersey genetics on that, and the Jersey, like one of these small girls here, will only have Holstein genetics. So we'll go around in a circle in that way, and it's very, very simple. You could put a different color tag for each breed, or you just have it in your records. So other people do crisscrossing or just use two breeds. The problem with that is that once you've crossed, let's say, a red with a Holstein, where do you go next? When you then go to a Holstein, now it's predominantly a Holstein animal. Whereas when you have the third breed, you tend to get a much more even spread of the genetics and a much more even herd. The other great thing about crossbreeding with the three breeds I'm talking about is they all have amazing strengths. So you can really concentrate on what the best things out of a Holstein, for example,